Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Well, I guess actually it's the first video I'm going to make here. My name is Nicholas Shadowcaster, and I'm going to bring you another Wizard 101 video on pet training. So pet training is a pretty important thing to do when you're playing Wizard 101. Just to get like a really good pet will help you immensely just questing through the spiral and doing PvP and stuff like that. It's a really important thing. So what I currently have on right now is a Frost Lord, an Epic Frost Lord with plus 6% damage, plus 5% resist, plus 10% resist, plus 9% damage. So this is a really good example of a really good pet. And I'll kind of explain more in depth how we actually are going to do this. Okay, so first of all, there's different types of pets. The first kind is going to be like a Maycast pet. So some people like to use Maycast pets. I don't know if this guy actually has one on. No, he doesn't, but we'll find someone with a Maycast pet. Not her either. Wow, nobody has a Maycast pet on, I guess, today. Wow, really? Oh, actually, that's a good example there, too. So, what this pet is that Chris has here is an enchanted armament, and it's a resist pet. So basically, every single trait that the pet is going to get is going to be a resist trait to some different class. And so when he's done, his resistance is going to be really high to all classes. And it's usually for people who like to tank and like wear jade armor and stuff like that. My pet is well, I hope it's going to be what's called a triple double. And so basically, it's going to be 3 damage traits. So like Ice Giver, Ice Dealer, Ice Boon, or like just regular damage. And then it'll be 2 resist traits, the 5% and 10% resist. So hopefully it actually does get that ice damage trait. That would be really good. This I actually don't need. Um, this is another type of pet. This is like a fishing and kind of gardening and energy pet. So a really good pet for this is the Dapper Corgi because it actually gives 8% max energy, or 8%, 8 extra energy. It just gives it from baby. And so if you have that along with its traits as like Reveal, Fish School Spell, and Pixie Spell and stuff like that, it's gonna be a very good pet to use when gardening and fishing and stuff like that. And it's a very worthwhile investment in my opinion, because Pixie is a very good gardening spell. I really just gotta find someone that has a Maycast pet. If we don't, oh, here we go. Okay, so he has Maycast Sprite. There's a lot of different types of Maycasts out there. We can actually go to the hatching kiosk to show you more of them. So, oh, it looks like we can actually hatch with a Sun Serpent. So, like as you can see, Maycast Sprite, Maycast Fairy, Maycast Legion Shield. So these are all usually these are pretty rare traits. Like Fairy looks like Fairy's only a regular uncommon trait, but like Defender's Rampart is an epic trait, and which will kind of bring us into the next topic here, which is going to be uh, like Pedigree. So as you can see on my pet, I have 2 numbers right there. The first one's a 73 and the second one's a 27. So the 73 is what's called your pedigree, and your pedigree is basically how good your pet is relative to its traits. So if we go over to this page, you can see down here, it'll show you this is how many common talents your pet can manifest, so how many common talents I can possibly get, which is 0. Uncommon talents is 0 also. Rare talents is 2. Ultra rare talents is 3, and then epic talents is 5. So I can get 5 epic talents. I've already got 1 of them, so I can get 4 more. I can get 3 ultra rare talents. I've already gotten 2 of them, so I can only get 1 more ultra rare talent. I can get 2 rare talents. I've already gotten 1 rare talent, so I can only get 1 more rare talent, which I believe is the ice damage. I'm not sure. I'd have to check my other pet. But yeah, this is a really good example of a good pet. It's a pretty basic one. Most people kind of go for something like this, where it's like a triple double. But yeah, the number next to the pedigree number, which is the 27 right here, is going to be how much of the total pedigree you have manifested. So I've manifested 27 of the 73 total, because I have 10 talents that I can potentially get, and I can only get 5 of those by the time I'm a mega. So I'll talk about next, like, pet levels. So pet start at baby. That's where this bar is not even filled up at all. Or actually, yeah, this bar is filled up, I guess, at baby. And that's where they're going to have no talents at all. They're just going to have, like, the give wraith or whatever the pet card is. At teen, they're going to get 1 talent. So I don't know what I got at teen, but you'll just get some random talent when you're a teen. And then when you're an adult, you'll have 2 talents. Ancient, you'll have 3 talents. Epic, you'll have 4 talents. Mega, you'll have 5 talents. And then Ultra, you actually don't get a talent, but you do get a socket. So I already have a socket because you get a socket unlocked at Ancient, but Ultra lets you get, like, better jewels. So, like, there's certain damage jewels and stuff like that, and resist jewels you can get that you can only equip to your pet if your pet is an Ultra. So, like, that's kind of what that means, and that's kind of why people get theirs to Ultra. And you can just go to affix jewels here, and it lets you put it on. So, like, this Death Boon Onyx is actually really good. If I was Death, it'd be really good, because it gives 3% death damage. So for ice, obviously, I'd want to use the Ice Boon Onyx, and that would give me 3% ice damage. There's also, like, 5% storm resist, which is still a pretty good one. Accelerated learner is actually a pretty good trait if you, like, use your pet a lot, because when you equip it, it gets pet XP per combat with a 5-minute cooldown. So, like, pretty much every single combat you go into, your pet will get XP. So if you don't really like training your pet and you want to just do it passively, you can use that, but it's a pretty rare jewel to get. Next is games and badges. So badges, as you can see right here, you have these minigame badges right here. And you can get these minigame badges by playing pet minigames. So as you can see, I have all 6 of them: Ninja Master, Ninja Sensei, Campaigner, Grumpy Warlord, Grumpy Governor, Ninja Grandmaster. So you get these from doing a certain number of the games, and this is only for if you're doing Grumpy Gobblers, or if you're doing Way of the Ninja Pig, that's what it's called. So if you do a bunch of these and a bunch of Grumpy Gobblers, you will unlock all of these badges. The best one for Way of the Ninja Pig is Ninja Sensei, and the best one for Grumpy Gobblers, I believe, is Grumpy Warlord. It might be Grumpy Governor, actually. I don't know. I think it's Grumpy Warlord. And then there's also other games. There's this cannon game, which, I mean, there's people here right now, probably just because they like it, but the cannon game is kind of, I don't know. I don't really like it. It's a bit slow, and if you're going to do a good cannon game, you might as well do Grumpy Gobblers because it's really fast. Maze game is pretty decent. It's kind of fun. I like Maze game. I like doing it just because it's a fun game to play. It was one of the original 3 games, which was Cannon game, this one right here, which literally no one ever plays, Gobbler Drop, and then, of course, the Maze game. The Maze game was my favorite out of the original 3. Once they added in these 2, though, I really like Grumpy Gobblers. It's really fast and really easy to get XP, has good spreads. And then Way of the Ninja Pig is also a really good one. I don't know if the dance game was an original game or not. I'm assuming it was an original game, and I do like that one too. So what's the best game to train your pet? Well, that kind of depends on what you want. So, for example, as you can see that you have these different like stats here. Other than your traits, you have these extra stats here. So mine are all max. You'll easily be able to get all of yours to max by the time you're about an epic or a late ancient. So strength, if you just mouse over it, you can see what it actually affects. So, okay, so let's say I have this Pain Giver trait, right? Now, so Pain Giver will start at 1% damage, but if I were to level up my strength, like get this higher, it will increase the amount of damage that I do. So since it's max, it gives 6%. And power as well also factors into that, so you have to upgrade all your power to max and your strength to max, and then you'll get the maximum amount of damage you can possibly do. Intellect's like accuracy, pip chance, incoming healing, that kind of thing. Agility's health, accuracy, resistances, incoming healing, armor piercing, critical rating, all that kind of thing. Will is health, mana, damage, outgoing healing, critical rating, critical block rating. So will and strength are mainly the two that you want to get up first, because that's going to be like your resist and your damage. So to do will and strength, the best one for will is going to be Way of the Ninja Pig. If you go here and you do Shuriken, it'll give you 4 will automatically, and so that'll be able to level up your will pretty fast, especially with double rewards. You'll get 8 will for doing that. Again, it doesn't really matter because you'll be able to get all of them to max eventually, but if you're like not going to do all your pet training in one sitting, then it's better to just get, the specific ones. Then this also gives, this one gives agility and strength, which is pretty good because it's fast. This one gives 3 strength and 1 will, so if you want more strength and a little bit of will, this Grumpy Gobbler's second difficulty Fortress is really good. So I'll go ahead and do this now because I want to talk about the next thing, which is going to be feeding your pet. So basically, when you just do the games, it's not very hard. I'm not going to do a tutorial on the games. If anybody needs a tutorial on the games, I can help with that, I guess, in the future. Just let me know in the comments. But I'm assuming nobody needs help with the games because they're not really hard. They're pretty self-explanatory. And if you do need help with them, there's little tutorials on the game itself. But your score up here in the top right, that's going to determine how much pet XP you get at the end of the game. So as you can see, I got 771,000, so I'm going to get maximum score. I'm going to get +4, but because it's double XP, I'm going to get +8 instead. So as you can see, double XP. And then you can actually feed your pet. So it'll give you an option based on whatever pet snacks you have to feed your pet after you're done with the pet game. So as you can see, I just fed it a Dr. Jalapeno and I got an extra 20 because Dr. Jalapeno gives 10 plus the double XP gives 20. So yeah, pretty good, I'd say. That'll then level up your strength, and the pet snacks will also level up those bars to higher values, which is pretty good. But yeah, that's basically everything you need to know about pet training. I also wanted to make this video on pet hatching as well, because that's something a lot of people have questions on as well when they first start. So I'll get onto that too. I've already kind of covered pedigrees and stuff like that, so I don't really have to go over that again, but I'll look at like the hatchery and stuff like that and kind of show you around all that kind of thing. Luckily I'm doing this now because they actually did a whole like Pet Pavilion remake thing for a while, so that was cool. Another 20 there. Okay, so we'll do hatching now. So to hatch your pet, you want to come here to the Pet Pavilion. This is going to be in the commons. You just go through, I'll show you the entrance to it. You just go through this little gate right here behind me, Pet Pavilion. If you want to look at the map, oops. If you want to look at the map, it's just right over here, Pet Pavilion. Just go on through here, and you'll be at the Pet Pavilion. If you want a really good starting pet, you can go to the Crown Shop and actually buy one. You can go to the pets right here, and then that'll let you choose a pet that you'd like the most. Like these ones, I don't know, they're all kind of weird. You want to go for ones with higher pedigrees to start off. So like the Decade Piggle, the Decade Gargoyle, and the Decade Firecat all have really high pedigrees. Like these things are 70, 72, 70 pedigree. Party Corgi has like a 48 pedigree, so it's probably not the best idea. Grandpa Piggle has almost a 70 pedigree, which is decent. Pink Cactus Hopper, which is, it's a cute pet, for sure. Definitely a very cute pet, but doesn't have a very good pedigree. Toy Golem, 59. Beastling has 67. That's pretty good. Just go for whatever is highest, really. And you'll be pretty much good to go at that point. And I know, like, the Royal Ibis has a really high pedigree, 70. Cunning Steelpup is 72. Here's the Dapper Corgi, by the way, if you wanted the energy pet. And Dapper Corgi will come with the talents for gardening and fishing, I think, and all that kind of thing. Tarantula Hawks, that one's actually a pretty popular one with a lot of people. But yeah, there's just a lot of different options you can go with here, and some of them are better than others. Sea Dragon, I probably wouldn't get the Sea Dragon if I were you. If I were just starting off with pets, I'd probably not get the Sea Dragon, just because I know it has Sprightly, which is the Make Has Sprite spell, which is pretty good, but you can actually farm the Sea Dragon. That's why I wouldn't get it. You can, and plus it's 12,500 crowns, which is really expensive for a pet. You can get the Sea Dragon in Celestia, I think, from the final boss. You can get a lot of the like fish-related pets from Celestia for some reason, including like the sea turtle and stuff like that. But what I would personally do if I were you, if I was just starting off getting a pet and I didn't have any crowns to spend, what I would do is I would actually go not in the pet pavilion. Well, actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, they actually did add this to the pet pavilion. I just don't ever use it. There's actually a pet shop in the pet pavilion. So if you go into this little shop here, you can talk to the pet shop boys. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. This guy. And you can actually buy a pet for like 350, as you can see here, or like 450. I would not buy the Fire Elf if I were you, or the Cyclops. They're cool pets, but I just personally wouldn't buy them because they are quite expensive as far as pets go. I just go with like a simple imp or something like that. These ones, I mean, Fire Elf's not bad because it starts with a 40 pedigree, so that's not terrible. I mean, you could definitely get the Fire Cat and be good, Fire Elf and be good to go. But you know, that's 4,000. You know, noobs don't have that kind of money. Imps are only 250. Noobs do have that kind of money. So just get like a simple pet. You know, nothing too big. If you want jewels, you can go here. These are pretty bad jewels. I personally wouldn't get any of these jewels. They're not very good. But just get a normal pet. Wait for it to hatch. It only should take like, I think it only takes like 5 minutes or something like that for the basic pets. And then once you get a basic pet, come over here to the hatchmaking kiosk, and you can just find like a pet that you like. So if you like the Grimzilla, for example, you can just go into the hatchmaking kiosk. You can pick the school pet that you want. So I'm an ice wizard, for example, so I'll go to ice, and then let's say I want the chilled scorpion, right? I don't have a chilled scorpion, so let's say I want the chilled scorpion, right? I just go over to browse pets by pedigree, and then this will give me the highest pedigree pet. So this one has like spellproof, steel ward, critical striker. This one has just a ton of epic traits basically, and like one ultra rare trait. This is a 94 pedigree, which is insane. And then yeah, as you can see, manifested talent and power score for this pet, and pedigree score just tells you that kind of deal. Overall score for the talents and powers, you know, that kind of deal. So yeah, it'll show you the highest pedigree pets, which for some reason end up being like imps and stuff like that. This one's actually an ice armament, so that's not bad. But yeah, just go into that. You can offer your pets if you have any that are high levels. I have 3 that are in the kiosk right now, so I can actually go to manage pets. And I'll show you my 3 pets right here, which is a Chivalrous Knight, an Ice Dactyl, and a Freezing Rain Core. But yeah, just go to Browse Pets, find the one that you want. So I'll say Chill Scorpion. And then when you find the one that you want, just click on it, and then click on Browse Pets by type. And then it'll show you all the chilled scorpions that are in the hatchmaking kiosk. So like, I want to go for one that has, let's say I want to go for one that's like damage and resist. So like, this is damage resist, so that's critical striker. That's pretty decent. But like, you know, if you just go for one that's like here we go. Like here's damage and some resist and stuff like that. Damage, resist, critical, damage, critical. You know, that kind of thing. Just find. Here we go. Damage, resist, and sprightly. That's a pretty good one. And then you just, if you can hatch, it'll tell you the cost right here, which is usually really high, and then you can just hatch with it, and then you have a chance to get that pet. So if it doesn't work out the first time, you can do it again. You'll have to farm gold, obviously, because it's very expensive, but yeah. If you want pet snacks, you can talk to this guy. He has arena ticket pet snacks, which aren't very good. I wouldn't do that if I were you. This guy has like some participation trophies, some reagents, I don't know. I'm not going to cover any like derby thing. I'm pretty good at derby, so I can do an instructional video on that too, but I'm not going to cover it right now. But that's basically all you really need to know about pets as far as that goes. And yeah, just train your pets up. Try to go for the traits that you want. You can just view how good they are based on their pedigree and stuff like that. and try to get a pet that benefits you the most. So that's it for this pet video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. I'm going to be trying to upload pretty frequently on this WIZARD101 channel. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.